Natural phenomena such as earthquakes, hurricanes, tsunamis, and wildfires happen all the time. A natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from a natural process of the earth. It can't be controlled, not all can be predicted, and you can't always anticipate its strength or damage. Natural disasters can have an impact over property, human lives, and provokes economic damage. The severity depends on the population's resilience or ability to recover on the infrastructure available. In areas with vulnerable populations, a natural disaster can bring disastrous consequences and can leave lasting damage which can require years to repair. So, what can be done? We can prevent and educate. CADENA educates communities in risk by teaching them how to be prepared before a natural disaster strikes, how to react, and how to recover in the aftermath. CADENA has developed projects of agriculture, construction, education, and health that encourage the development of vulnerable communities and at the same time promote their resilience capability. As an example, we have Aldea Cadena, or Cadena Village, in Oaxaca, Mexico, an ongoing project that has empowered that community so that they could get up on their feet again and recover and thrive. We can react. For example, Cadena's Go Team is a team of volunteers highly trained and specialized in rescue and ready to deploy within the first 72 hours of a disaster. With training in aquatic, alpine, confined spaces, fires, and first aid operation, they can respond to any type of natural disaster anywhere in the world. Cadena has a life locator device that detects the heartbeats of a person that may be trapped under the debris. They may be unconscious and unable to ask for help, but this guides the rescuers to know that there is still someone alive and to be saved. Cadena also has a rescue dog named Enzo. Since 2005, Cadena has delivered hand-in-hand help to communities in need. That includes medical supplies and assistance, water filters, solar-powered lamps, blankets, food supplies, ecological stoves, shelters, school supplies, construction supplies, dental visits, and psychological support. Hand-in-hand help, making human change, or cadenas humanas in Spanish, is the reason behind the organization's name. Cadena has ongoing projects that pursues the goal of bringing humanitarian aid. What can a teenager do? Kids, just like you, have achieved to make a huge difference in the world. For example, Malala, a Pakistani girl shot by the Taliban for fighting for girls' rights to have an education. She is the youngest Nobel Prize winner. Or Gali Polichuk, Onek Cohen, and Brianna Braverman from Simort in Mexico created the ongoing project From Carton to Roof by recycling milk cartons and turning them into roofs for people that have no shelter or have lost it in a natural disaster. The roofs are thermic, water-resistant, and strong. Joseph Laniado, Mark Cherem, and Isaac Kampler from Colegio Israelita Yafne, Mexico, created the project Sounds of Life. They found out that inside of a washing machine, there is a sensor that once a certain level of water is reached, it stops the machine from getting any fuller. That sensor was adapted with an alarm installed in a river. Once the heavy rain starts and the water level rises to a dangerous place, the alarm warns that specific community from the danger of a flood. What about you? What can you do to repair the world?
CADENA Initiative is a contest of idea for middle school children.
They go into schools and encourage the kids to create and invent life-saving projects.
It's an amazing nonprofit organization who helps underprivileged people in different countries.
Before, during, or after a natural disaster.
To make students come up with ideas that they could help underprivileged communities all around the world. You show them there's a problem and they have to come up with a way to actually solve it.
Think of an idea that can prevent a disaster from happening.
It could be a very simple thing that can really change the world and make a difference.
We came up with something called the landfill, with 2 poles buried underground, with 1 magnetic alarm in the middle, 2 solar panels on the top for charging, and 2 speakers on the side.
When the ground starts to move, the 2 poles will disconnect, and there's a magnetic alarm in the middle, and the magnetic alarm will sound, letting people know that they have to go to safety.
I was one of the judges, and it actually was really fun and exciting for me to see the creativity.
We won first place at Sinai, and then we went to Mexico.
The winner of the national competition, they get to travel, they get to do a mission.
I thought this was an amazing experience as an educator, and also watching my students being so engaged and being able to give so much back to a community.
I wish we did more like this at my school, and seeing my students step up and take a real leadership role meant so much to me.
The situation was tough, the sun was really strong, and still they had a lot of energy, and it was really nice to see them enjoying this activity so much.
I thought the experience was very good and helped me understand that I am lucky, and I thought it was amazing that we could share what we had with other people.
To be flown to Mexico, it was crazy. It was cool to see how different each project was and how creative they were.
Imagínate que estás en plena clase. De repente, el suelo se comienza a mover y todo se va abajo. Estás en un verdadero sismo.
Entonces, para protegerte, te refugias debajo de tu escritorio y esto te salva la vida.
Muchísimas felicidades.
Even if me and my partner didn't win, we wouldn't care so much because they would still be helping people.
After the competition was over, a group from another country talked to us about the possibility of doing our project in their country. We were completely surprised and very happy.
The winning project can be implemented, which means that you created something that could potentially save people's lives.
And they're able to see how far they can go and how can they become part of a solution.
And then we could also inspire other people to do good things.
The biggest lesson for me was to not take for granted what we have, because we have a lot of resources that we could give to those who are underprivileged.
It was a completely incredible experience. We still have contact with the kids from other countries.
And you have an opportunity to make a big change in the world.
We're really privileged to be here, but in other countries, there are many disadvantaged kids that don't even have clothes to put on or food to eat, and that we have to do whatever we can to go and help those people.
In order to participate in CADENA Initiative, you must team up in a group with 2 to 3 members. Choose one natural phenomenon, such as hurricanes, landslide, earthquake, tsunami, tornado, volcanic eruption, etc. Make a proposal. Stage your project before, during, or after a natural disaster. Do research. Find a mentor. Make a poster. Write an essay. Your limitations are as follows. It must be doable, viable, there's a limited budget, no first aid kits, no food boxes, anticipate possible water shortage, no electricity, or working phone lines. CADENA Initiative is an international contest with 9 countries, 17 cities, 36 schools, 450 projects, 1,260 students participating. Come join us and make a difference.